Some D.C. residents we spoke with actually expressed sympathy towards the people wiping out the aisles.
I'm stuck. I mean, it's bad to do. At the same time, they're probably doing it for a reason. They need those things, but they shouldn't just be going in and clearing the shelves because this isn't sustainable for the store.
A lot of folks actually can't afford any of the things in there. I'm not saying that ceiling has to be the solution to that, right? However, I don't know, maybe if the city could provide more accessible resources to unhoused or under-income folks that can provide them like hair care, bodily care, hygiene care, etc., that could be an option.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about DC liberals defending criminals who stole so much from a local CVS store that it closed down. Now, the video you saw at the very beginning of this video was kind of old, from about 3 months ago. If you guys are wondering, yes, that's been around for a while, but there's an update. You see, in that video, it was just a bunch of empty shelves, and it was kind of an oddity. Like, how is this store still open with pretty much nothing in there? People are stealing and nobody does anything about it. It's not really a big deal. Now, the update is that the store has closed down. Finally, I mean, how much stealing can the store take? I'm talking about there was so much stealing going on. There was nothing in there aside from a couple of key items. Now, before I go any further into it, let's get to the older video first, then the update, and of course, both will be in the box. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
CVS Store in DC's Columbia Heights neighborhood being repeatedly targeted by thieves. Take a look at this video here. Now the shelves are bare and empty. Fox 5 Sierra Fox in Northwest.
What's the point of even opening the store like that? There's nothing in there. Why? What is the purpose? I don't understand. This is just really strange. If you're going in there working, you got to understand that you're about to get fired because they're going to close down. How can the store be open with nothing in the store?
After checking it out and hearing from customers that are concerned about the 14th Street location.
Take a look here. When you walk into this CVS, you'd think the store is closing because there's barely anything on the shelves. In fact, the only items in stock are the ones that are locked up. I did ask an employee what gets stolen the most, and they just laughed and said everything. Everything
gets stolen except for the items that are locked up. This is why some stores, and pardon me for the bad freeze frame, Miss Lady, but this is why some stores have the entire store locked up. You got to get the manager to open up the store. If you want to get some deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, whatever you want, you got to get the manager to come help you. And at a certain point, why even go to a store for that? Just go to Amazon or something like that, order it, and have it delivered straight to your house. And hopefully you don't have porch pirates, which is a different story. And I digress. And if I didn't say it, this is our nation's capital, Washington, D.C.
Everything. I spoke with multiple customers who say it's frustrating.
It makes me not want to shop there, to be honest. I go and get my prescription, and then when I need other things, I go elsewhere because there's nothing there to get.
According to people who work at the CVS in Columbia Heights, a big group of kids, like 45 or more, walk in before school, after school, and late at night to steal chips and drinks. They even throw the food and beverages on the ground and stomp on them, leaving behind a big mess. Fox 5 did witness teens doing that while inside the business and even after they walked outside. Staff at CVS have been alerted that thieves are aware of when new shipments come in, and that's when they target the store.
Let's pause for a minute. So they do have a pharmacy, or they had a pharmacy because they're closed now. So that's in there. But aside from that, there's nothing ever in there because whenever they do stock the shelves, teens come in there and just take it. Now, I was a teen at one point myself. I never did anything like that. That's ridiculous, man. That's totally crazy because, you know, at a certain point, there's got to be some kind of punishment for these teens. But if there's no punishment, they don't really care. The parents don't care. It's whatever. And you know what? Y'all know I'm from Virginia. I've been in D.C. a lot. The last time I was in D.C. was before J6. This was on November 20. And one thing I saw, which is what you really don't see in other places, other cities, homeless young people. I'm talking about teenager looking people. 18, 19, 20 years old, sleeping outside on the ground. It was totally crazy. Normally what you see is like more 20-somethings, dope fiends. I'm talking about 16-year-olds wearing backpacks outside on the ground sleeping in D.C. Real talk, but I digress. I'm not saying they're homeless, but I'm just saying D.C.'s different.
We're told that street vendors are allegedly paying people to go in and steal stuff so they can resell it. When we walked down 14th Street in Northwest DC, we did notice street vendors selling toothbrushes, men and women body wash, car fresheners, as well as laundry and cleaning supplies, which are some of the same items no longer available at CVS. However, there is no direct evidence at this time that it did come from the store.
Come on, you know exactly where it came from. You think they just happened to these street vendors just happen to be outside on the ground with a carpet or something at best, a Latin's carpet with Tide Pods and Crest and Old Spice. They just happened to come across that from Amazon or some kind of shipment, or did it come straight from CVS? And they're probably one block away at best, maybe even right across the street, maybe even right out front of the side of the store. Rather than going inside the store, you could just stop right there, get whatever you want, and go about your business.
DC residents we spoke with actually expressed sympathy towards the people wiping out the aisles.
Here we go.
I'm stuck. I mean, it's bad to do. At the same time, they're probably doing it for a reason. They need those things, but they shouldn't just be going in and clearing the shelves because this isn't sustainable for the store.
A lot of folks actually can't afford any of the things in there. I'm not saying that ceiling has to be the solution to that, right? However, I don't know, maybe the city could provide more accessible resources to unhoused or under-income folks that can provide them like hair care, bodily care.
Hair care? If you on the street and you have nowhere to live, why is hair care even a thing, my man? Who cares? Like, be nappy, be crazy, be Dr. Bounty Hunter at best. It doesn't matter.
Hygiene care, etc. That could be an option.
Now, that CVS on 14th Street in particular does have one security guard inside during business hours, but customers and employees we spoke with say they don't think that's enough and that they want to see these shoplifters held accountable for their actions and prosecuted.
So that's what's going on. Now, one thing about DC also, aside from the teens, when I was there back in 20, there was also a very strong Antifa presence. There was this one big giant white guy looking like something from Lord of the Rings, an NPC from Elden Ring with a big staff banging on the ground. And I talked to my man, Bobby Maxwell, shout out to him. He was like, yeah, that's probably him giving the signal to other Antifa out there that we were out there, because we were out there for a march with Blexit. Shout out Cannon, shout out Charlie. But here's the next piece I want to show you guys. This is an update. Again, that was an older video. Here's the update.
On WUSA 9 News at 11, we begin with an unfortunate update for people who rely on the CVS in Columbia Heights. Thank you for being here with us tonight. I'm Lorenzo Hall.
I'm Leslie Foster, and CVS tells WUSA 9 it is getting ready to close the location on 14th Street in Northwest D.C. That is the one right outside the Columbia Heights metro station.
Now, this might all look familiar because we've shown you the bare shelves there several times in the past 6 months. Employees say they can't keep much in stock. They say thieves are even targeting the store's trucks on delivery day.
So what's next for the employees and the people who pick up their prescriptions at this CVS pharmacy? Our Casey Nolan is outside the store in Northwest with answers.
So it's not a surprise at all, and it's sad for the neighborhood.
It's the news many say they could see coming.
I think I picked up like one item there one time successfully.
Given how these shelves have looked for months.
The only thing left are the greeting cards and the sunblock.
Since at least
Greeting cards and sunblock was hilarious. That's all that's left in there. That's funny.
last October, store employees at the CVS at 14th and Irving in Northwest say shoplifters have either stolen their stock or hit the delivery trucks before they could resupply the store.
I live right down the street, and every time we see the truck to restock, we think, oh, they're about to get robbed.
Anything you want at CVS, you can find on the sidewalk, on a table. It's for sale.
Tuesday, CVS confirmed it is closing this store on February 29th and the pharmacy inside it.
This is really going to harm the community of Columbia Heights. A lot of senior citizens depend on this store.
It's the place I come to get my medicine, this woman told us. They can't do this, she said. By email, a CVS spokesperson said many factors are considered when deciding to close one of our stores. such as local market dynamics, population shifts, store density,
theft,
and other access points to meet the community's
that's PR. I mean, look, them teens, them kept like 16-year-old, 14-year-old black kids from Northwest, the Northwest part, keep coming in here on delivery day, stealing chips and drinks and all that kind of good stuff. That's what's happening.
And wellness needs, and said employees would be offered comparable roles within the company.
Just look around you, it's in disarray.
But longtime neighbors say this is a sign of a greater problem with crime in Columbia Heights.
And I'm looking right at the council and Ward Rep Nadeau specifically.
D.C. Councilmember Breon Nadeau told WUSA 9 in a statement she has spoken with CVS leadership and says this store is one of about 900 they are closing to, quote, reduce pharmacy density, and points out that there is another...
man, come on. Like, be serious. Be serious. They all know why it's closing. D.C., come on. Like, that store, they're gonna miss that store.
CVS in the Target across the street. A company spokesperson tells us this pharmacy will transfer all of its prescriptions to the CVS at 1755 Columbia Road Northwest.
About a 15-minute walk each way from this location.
So there we go. That's what's happening. Yeah. You got a problem with crime in the city? You just letting it go on, not having any punishment for these young black kids? Why? Is it because it's racist? What is the deal? When you allow crime and when the people excuse the crime, whether it be black, white, Puerto Rican County stripe, when they excuse the crime, then it's going to continue. And the result is going to be job loss. It's going to be resource loss. You can't build resources and build things in the community if you got this kind of lawless behavior that goes unchecked. It's very simple. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on the CVS closing in Northwest Washington, D.C.? Is it because of population density and like all that, goobly they got from CVS in the statement? Or is it because of the stealing? Like, just plain and simple, when the truck gets there, it's robbed immediately. Is that why it's closing? I think so. But whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.